A mysterious magician performs stage shows where he mutilates volunteers from the audience, but once he is done, they appear to be perfectly unharmed. Sound cool? Because I'm here to talk about The Wizard of Gore from 1970. The Wizard of Gore was the 30th, yes, the 30th feature-length film directed by the godfather of Gore himself, Herschell Gordon Lewis, the creator of the splatter film. He started directing around 1959 or so that's 30 films in roughly 11 years. I think it's fair to say the man was prolific. This is the third film of his that I've seen so far. In fact, I reviewed the Gore Girls from 1972 just a couple of months ago. And I'll say it again, Lewis had to have caught some serious heat back in the day for making films like these. I mean, I can't even imagine. So here we have Montag the Magnificent, and he is the man behind these gruesome shows, night after night. People fill the seats every show to see him commit these unspeakable acts. Each night he mutilates women from the audience, and by the time he is done, they instantly return to their seat completely unscathed. I mean, these scenes are pretty graphic. There's the methods he uses. Like a chainsaws this woman in half. There's like this industrial hole punch thing where he punches a hole in this woman's midsection or abdomen, putting swords down their throats. It's a pretty crazy movie. And so to make matters even more confusing, each of these women end up dying shortly after appearing to be murdered in the same way that Montag demonstrated on stage. A local reporter named Jack becomes suspicious of Montag, even though the magician seems to always, have an alibi of some sort. Jack wants his girlfriend Sherry, a talk show host, to help him investigate. Sherry doesn't really think Montag is responsible for any of the murders. She thinks it's most likely, the work of like a copycat type killer, and Jack is open to the idea, but he doesn't trust Montag nonetheless, and wants people to at least consider him as a suspect. Among Gore film fans, this is one of the all-time classics. I mean, this is torture porn before the, term was even coined. This has to have been influential for movies like Hostel. I'd bet everything I have that Eli Roth is a Herschell Gordon Lewis fan. Everything. All my comic books. This is a very splattery film, like on Cannibal Holocaust type levels at times. Animal viscera was actually used as the human guts, and 2 sheep carcasses were used throughout the production, and I can't imagine how gross that had to have been. I feel like this film is structured and sequenced a little bit better than the Gore Girls, and the twist at the end was pretty cool, actually. I couldn't actually find a ton of information on the critical reception, but what I have seen is more or less what I expected. The acting is pretty well criticized, although I thought it worked pretty well. I thought it was decent. I didn't think it was that bad. The cinematography was also criticized, and the plot was said to be full of holes, although, even these critics agree that Herschell Gordon Lewis fans will most likely love this film. The production was a bit of a mess, and Herschell Gordon Lewis himself has voiced his unhappiness with the final product. Ray Sager, the actor playing Montag, was a last-minute replacement when the original actor dropped out just super suddenly. And in 2007, a remake was made with Crispin Glover as Montag, but I haven't seen that yet. I think I'll check it out soon, though. So I'm giving The Wizard of Gore a 6.5 out of 10. I'm not a massive fan of the film, or the style particularly, but this is an all-time Gore classic, and you can't call yourself a fan of the genre if you haven't seen this yet. You just can't. Cheers, guys.